My boyfriend broke up with me. I never thought I'd be writing this. Even now it feels unreal. It's like I'm watching my own life from the outside, wondering how everything fell apart so fast. We were together for a year and a half, 18 months of laughs, fights, late-night phone calls, deep conversations, and quiet moments where we didn't even need words. He wasn't just my boyfriend. He was my best friend. He knew so much about me, probably more than anyone else ever did. And now it's over. When we first started dating, it was amazing. He made me feel seen and safe. He was patient and kind, and whenever I had a bad day or was overwhelmed, he was there to calm me down. He would send sweet texts, listen to me vent, and hold me when I cried. He told me I was strong, that I mattered, and I tried to be that same person for him too. I was always there when he needed someone to talk to. I tried to make him laugh when he was stressed. I gave him love and time and energy, all of it, really. Because that's what love is, right? Being there for each other. Showing up even when it's hard. But something changed. It didn't happen all at once. It was slow. Like something in the air had shifted. But I couldn't put my finger on it at first. About 2 months ago, I started noticing he was different. Less patient, less kind. He stopped saying those soft words that used to make me feel safe. He started getting annoyed at things that never used to bother him. If I got upset or emotional, he would act like I was being too sensitive. He'd say things like, "There's nothing to be mad about," or "Why do you always take things the wrong way?" At first, I thought maybe I was overthinking. Maybe I was just being moody. I told myself not to read too much into it. But the more I tried to brush it off, the worse it got. There were moments when I would try to open up, when I'd say, "Hey, something you said kind of hurt me." And he'd respond like I was attacking him. He'd say I was fighting or starting drama, even though I was just trying to be honest about how I felt. I was never yelling. I wasn't being mean. I was just trying to have a real conversation. But somehow, I always ended up being the bad guy in his eyes. He made me feel like speaking up was a crime. I started walking on eggshells. Every word I said, I second-guessed it. Every message I typed, I read it 3 times before hitting send. I didn't want to set him off. I didn't want to annoy him or make him feel like I was too emotional. So I started changing, not in a good way. I started shrinking. I started biting my tongue when something bothered me. I stopped bringing up small things. I told myself, if I want this relationship to work, I have to stop making a big deal out of everything. So one day, I told him exactly that. I said, "Okay, I will change myself for the sake of our relationship. I won't get mad at small things anymore." I thought maybe if I showed him I was willing to grow, things would get better. That he'd see how much I cared. That he'd meet me halfway. But it didn't help. In fact, I think it made things worse. Because now, even when I tried to say how I felt, not to fight, but to explain myself, he'd cut me off. He'd sigh or roll his eyes. "Why are you always trying to argue?" he'd say. "Just let things go." That hurt a lot. I started to wonder if I was the problem. Was I really being too sensitive? Was I the one who couldn't let things go? But no matter how many times I blamed myself, something deep down told me this wasn't fair. It wasn't right that I couldn't even talk about my feelings without being shut down. And then yesterday happened. It was such a small thing, but it turned into everything. We were talking not even about anything serious when he used a curse word he's been saying a lot lately. I don't know why, but every time he says it, it makes me uncomfortable. It's not even about the word itself. It's the way he says it, the energy behind it. So, very calmly, I said, "Hey, can you please not use that word around me? I don't like it." I didn't yell. I wasn't rude. I just said what I felt. And instead of saying, "Okay," or "sorry," he got upset. He looked at me like I had just ruined his day. He said I was picking the wrong moment, that I was always complaining. And then he said, "You're ruining your own happiness." That hit me like a punch to the stomach. I didn't expect him to react like that, not over something so simple. But this time, I didn't back down. I stayed calm, but I didn't apologize for my feelings. I said, "I'm not trying to fight with you. I just want to be honest about how I feel." And then, he broke up with me. Just like that. No big fight, no screaming, no warning. He just said he was done. I didn't even cry at first. I just sat there, stunned. I couldn't believe it. After everything we had been through, after all the love we shared, it ended like that because I asked him not to say a word I didn't like. Now, I'm sitting with this huge, messy storm inside me. I'm confused. I'm hurt. I'm angry. I keep thinking about everything that happened, playing it over in my head like a movie. Was I wrong to stand up for myself? Should I have stayed silent just to keep the peace? I still care about him. That's the hard part, I really do. I loved him deeply, and I know there were times when he loved me too. I know we both gave something real to this relationship, but at the same time, I feel like I was losing myself. I think back to all the times I stayed quiet when something hurt me. All the times I apologized when I didn't even do anything wrong. All the times I twisted myself into someone smaller, someone easier to handle, just so he wouldn't get annoyed. And it still wasn't enough. That's what really breaks me. When I finally spoke up, when I finally said, I deserve to feel comfortable too, that's when he left. And maybe that's the clearest answer I'll ever get. Maybe he didn't want someone who could speak their mind. Maybe he only wanted me as long as I was quiet, soft, and easy to control. I don't want to believe that, but it's hard not to. Now I have to try to move on. I have to sit with the silence that used to be filled with his voice. I have to learn how to be okay without him, even though everything around me still reminds me of him. The songs we listened to, the places we went, the way he used to laugh when I did something silly. I miss those moments. I miss who we were at the beginning. But I also know that I can't go back. Because going back means going back to a place where my voice didn't matter. And I don't want to live like that again. I'm trying to remind myself that it's okay to have feelings, that it's okay to speak up when something doesn't feel right, that love should never require you to disappear just to be accepted. I don't have all the answers right now. I don't know when I'll feel normal again. But I do know this. I deserve someone who listens, someone who doesn't make me feel small, someone who values my thoughts even if they don't always agree with them. It's going to take time. It's going to hurt. But maybe this heartbreak is the start of something better. Maybe losing him means I'm finally finding myself again. Wyatt,